Hello. Uh, is it live streaming already? Yes, we are live. Okay, cool. Hi. This live stream is hopefully going to be half an hour long and not longer than that. Today, the agenda is simple. I'm going to start off by writing in something called as the most dangerous writing app, which you can see is in front of you. Uh, the rules of the app are basically simple. You can choose a time limit of uh, anywhere ranging from 3 minutes till 60 minutes, and you choose that time span. You say you start writing without a prompt. You also have the option of generating a prompt, which is basically where this app it's done by this company called Squibbler. They're pretty cool. Check them out. Whereas when you generate a prompt, what happens is that it gives you a certain story premise idea, and most of them are very interesting and nerve-wracking, and also like something that kind of like gets your juices flowing. So you use the generate a prompt option when you want to just do like a creative exercise to just get your like just get your uh, net practice out of the way. So you can generate a prompt, and you can start writing for the duration as specified here. And until then, until the ticker stops, you got to keep writing, and you can't stop writing, because if you stop typing for a duration of 5 cumulative seconds, everything that you have written gets destroyed. Which is why this whole thing is called as the most dangerous writing app. This is this application, this website is so integral to my process. Uh, I have written screenplays using this. I mean, rough drafts of screenplays using this. I have written uh, show Bibles on this. I have written show synopsises. I have written articles on this. And on a daily basis, I use it to journal. And what I do is that just to kind of like keep myself in check, I try and like journal every day, and just talk about what happened in my day, because the brain's always working. There's something or the other that's going on in my head, and I enjoy kind of just putting it all down onto paper, and storing it away. You can see here I use Google Keep for my journaling needs. So yeah, I'll get right down to it. I'm going to write a prompt. You can see me write it live. You can see that as I stop writing, it kind of like destroys whatever I've written. That never happens to me though, because I managed to hit all my times. I've rarely had a situation where I ran out of things to say and all the stuff that I'd written so far got erased. So, and that's also a newbie problem to experience, because as you start writing, you'll realize that uh, you will uh, you will become used to kind of putting out your stream of consciousness without any sort of hindrance, and that really helps with this process, because that's the whole point of this thing. So let's quickly go down to writing this prompt without a prompt. And there's one particular topic that I've particularly wanted to talk about today. And I mean, if I say it instead of writing it, I'll just use up all my thoughts. So I'm just going to write it, and you guys can check it out. as you can see, the timer has ended, so now I take my hands off the keyboard and it'll not erase my stuff because I hit my 3 minute timer. But I'm still not done with this. I'm gonna quickly finish this off. Yep. So that's done, and I think that took me not more than not more than like 5 minutes, I'm guessing, and that's a lot of words to be writing for 5 minutes. This is why I love this uh, technique so much, which is that much very similar to what I'm talking about in this particular write-up. It it also emphasizes on time spent versus quantity or quality, and that kind of like just relieves so much pressure off of you because I think as a writer you tend to be extremely unkind to yourself and you set yourself up to a certain standard that you're always forcing yourself to hit, and there are going to be days that you're not going to hit it, and those days you should be working and not berating yourself for not working. So uh, this is some sort of like a midway compromise. It sounds like a midway compromise, but truth be told, I think that it's much more than that. I think that this could be one of the most effective things we can do in order to turn pro with our writing. Uh, this is just for myself, actually. Uh, it is a very, very good chance that this does not work for you. I know that it doesn't work for my brother. Every time he's stuck with his writing, I immediately go to him and say, "Oh, just use the dangerous app and you'll be fine." And he'll be like, "No, that doesn't work for me." And he's a person who likes to ponder, who likes to stare at a screen. He likes to take his time, and I guess it depends on how you're wired. Like if you're used to vomiting everything that's in your mind, like me, then this process works great. I can do this for 3 minutes. I can do this for 60. While I'm doing my screenplays, I'm doing this process for 60 minutes instead of paragraphs of text. You're probably going to be looking at dialogues of characters talking, and a lot of which kind of gets chopped off when it goes from here and gets pasted into a final draft software. But yeah, the principle is the same, which is that everything out of your system and then do the organizing, the editing, the reworking, the rewriting, the garnish, the flourish, all those things. So yeah, that's that was what I intended to do with this little writing session, and I'm so glad that I did it live because I was looking forward to this for a long, long time. I don't know why. Just I think I was really, really taken to what Tanmay has been doing in his second YouTube channel. I think where he's getting a bunch of comedians and they're all sitting on Google Docs and writing jokes. And I don't know if I'm there yet, where like I can write jokes or I can write publicly with a bunch of people, but I can definitely do this, and this is such a big part of my process, and I think that the endorphins that I get out of making live videos, coupled with my desire to use this process and technique as often as I can, makes it a great combination for me, and I'd love to be writing a lot of things live as I go forward with this channel. Great. Uh, that's that. Let me just quickly document this, and we're done. Let's move on. We're in the live dashboard. Is anybody watching? Someone's watching. I don't know how to uh, understand who's watching. It must be me only. Cool. Okay. Let's go to our Google Earth, I guess. Good old Google Earth. I have no idea where we're going today, so we'll make it up as we go today. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, five is a good number. So this is my fifth video on this YouTube channel, and I think it's a good time for me to be talking about uh, why I'm doing this, because it's been a fair amount of time that I've like reasoned with myself about why we're doing what we're doing. So it would be a good thing to talk about as we surf through this beautiful. Last episode we were in the city of Cambridge in Massachusetts. We were hanging around in Cambridge, Massachusetts because I was feeling very nostalgic because I was there last year uh, when uh, when the world was not so unprecedented as it is now because of COVID and yada 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 and all that. So I was really missing my time in the States, which is why we did that last year. Uh, I don't know where we're gonna go this year. Wow, look how beautiful it is. I do not know where we're gonna go in this episode. Uh, I think that I'm just going to start talking, and we'll hopefully figure out by then where we're going to go. Uh, one one thing which I sometimes find is a little unfortunate because of I don't know, because of a plethora of things, is that Google Earth works really well with most of the Western countries because they're so well mapped out and you've got like so many places. Like yeah, I'm pretty sure that the entire Western world is covered on Google Earth, but then the moment you come to something like India, it has no street view and it's got only 2D maps. So uh, something as beautiful as this country is not has not been mapped out on a street level, and that's kind of sad because I would love to do my own country first and then get out and check out other places. But that is not to be, so we've got to pick places that have street view, I guess. Let's do something on the Asian side today because I think we've been doing a lot of Western world. So I have my eyes set on Singapore. Hopefully that's all right for you guys. I really love Singapore. It was the first country that I visited outside of uh, India. The it was the first country, first, first place I'd gone abroad, and I'd been here with my mother, and I had a lovely time here. And most of the exploration that I did was with her, but I also got a day or two. I don't remember properly. I got a day or two to myself, and I did a fair amount of exploring as well. Um, should we do something like a downtown, or should we go explore some quaint part? I'm okay with anything. I think uh, I feel a little downtownish today, so we can explore some busy streets and see how the Singapore skyline is from down below. Cool. Okay, let's dive right in. Got tons to see. How about this intersection or somewhere between the buildings? How about here? Okay. Woohoo! Okay, so we're in the midst of some really tall buildings. Uh, we will be we will have to keep looking up to kind of like check out what we're up to here. Uh, that's very pretty, isn't it? Look here. I don't know if this is intentional. Pretty sure it's intentional. Otherwise, it's a sexy downtown building in Singapore. I'm pretty sure they would have cut the grass or whatever this growth is. So I guess this is intention. It kind of like it's got a nice touch to it. Looks quite pretty, and that is invitation for us to explore as well this road. So we'll go down this road. We are on Ngor Street in Singapore. So it's something that I've been thinking about with respect to this channel. Uh, why am I doing this? And it's a very important question for me because a lot of the reasons why I've not uh, followed up with the promises that I make to myself or the promises that I make to the others is when I don't have a definitive why. How did the Street View guy manage to get down this road, and why did he decide to document this? I have no idea, but I admire his passion. Well done, Google Car Street View man. So the why is very important. I could rehash the philosophy that Simon Sinek advocates. Let me quickly show you who Simon Sinek is, and I think we should also probably see a video of his because he's pretty amazing. He has this video called "Start with Why," which was very instrumental to me kind of like going down this non-fiction rabbit hole back in 2013, 2014 when I had just started a tiny little company. And I'm talking about this video. I hope we can watch a little bit of it. I have no idea if the audio is working though. Give me a second. Let me just quickly check that out. I don't remember this video. I don't know if I don't know if the audio is working. So I am going to just give you the benefit of doubt and assume that the audio is not working. So let's move on actually. But you guys got to check out this video. It's called Simon Sinek Start with Why. He, the essential summary of this video is that the companies or the people who have a very strong why factor, and your why is kind of the fuel that kind of keeps you going despite all the many hurdles that you come across in your life, and despite you not knowing know what to do with certain problems. As long as you know the why, you'll figure out the how and the what. That's the whole philosophy of it. He gives you the example of Apple. He tells you why Apple succeeds, why Microsoft doesn't succeed, yada yada yada. It's all there for you to see, and it'll make sense to you once you watched it. Sometimes this philosophy also sounds extremely simplistic to me, but it's effective. Like I can't give you scientific reasons as to why this works, but knowing your why makes your life infinitely better. Cool. Uh, so the why as to uh, the why of this YouTube channel has been on my mind for a while, and I don't know if I mentioned it in any previous stream, but the big, bold, uh, 350 point font size why as to what I'm doing with this YouTube channel is simple. It's learning. It's not fame. It may be dopamine. Yes, absolutely. I love it when I see likes and views. I love it when I get a subscriber. It happens once every 15 years, but I love it when that happens. But the big reason why I'm doing this is for learning. And the next reason why I'm doing this is for consistency. I want to keep a habit going, and I want to learn these two skill sets. And these are like these are not even soft skills, right? These are just things that kind of like become part of your general consciousness as you practice them. So I want to grow habit of learning and grow the habit of consistency like a muscle, and that's why I'm doing this YouTube channel. I'll explain why now, or rather, I'll explain how. Let's start with learning. So there are two things that I'm doing with this channel as of now. The first one is Google Earth streams, where I get to see parts of the world while we're sitting in this while I'm sitting at home, and I get to experience things that I would otherwise not get to experience if I didn't have a fuck ton of money. So that way, there is a Kannada adverb that goes Desha Sutti Nodu, Kosha Odi Nodu. Desha Sutti Nodu means see the world and learn. Kosha Odi Nodu means read books and learn. So this is the first half of it, which is that I see the world through Google Earth and learn as much as possible from whatever visuals that we see around us. And you'll notice that as I'm doing these streams, I also tend to talk about things that mean a lot to me, and that is an attempt to get to know my own consciousness better. Which is that what are the things that mean a lot to me? What are the topics that I like talking about? What are the recurring themes in the things that I say? And this goes back to a book called Show Your Work by Austin Kleon. I'll leave a link to the book, or I mean, you can just Google it. I'm too lazy to leave a link to the book. Austin Kleon has this little philosophy of stock and flow. Uh, he says that stock is essentially basically an aggregation of all the things that mean a lot to you, and your social media can become your stock. So whatever I say on this YouTube channel is basically my stock. It's things for you to consume, but it's also things for me to consume, and that's a big bold reason why I'm doing this. Is that I'll go back to these videos at some point in time, and I'm going to try and identify themes that keep recurring, and those themes are going to help me know myself better, and that exercise is going to help me understand myself better. And YouTube is a part of that. This is such a pretty bus stand. It's so nice. It feels like something out of Kerala, but here it is in Singapore. Of course, the weather is very, very similar in both places. It's tropical and humid and hot and uh, yeah. Lee Kuan Yew, I remember, had said something to the effect of Singapore being very similar to Mumbai, the city. And apparently, he had said that if only Mumbai was not part of India, then Mumbai would be the next Singapore. And I agree so much to what he says, but because of so many different dynamics that aren't in one person's hands, Mumbai is now part of India and it's part of the state of Maharashtra. So a lot of the wealth that Mumbai generates is not enjoyed by Mumbai. It goes to the state of Maharashtra. It goes to the country that's India, and which is why Mumbai's people are so wealthy, but they rarely get to experience the kind of infrastructure that should be reflective of their wealth. Mumbai is a city in shambles, and uh, it's it's in stark contrast to something like Singapore. Look what you're looking at. You're looking at urban utopia right here. This looks very interesting. The Proof Collective. It looks like such a sinister place. Is it something to do with some kind of a sleuth? Are we talking about some sort of like a detective agency? It looks very interesting to me. What a pretty building. I guess it's a thing in Singapore to just grow these plants on those buildings because I don't think they have too much horizontal space. They're doing the best of the vertical space. My friend Naman Surya has made a lot of videos of how they're uh, using a lot of tech and stuff to be growing plants in like those skyscrapers that they have. There's a video on Vice that I will link to on this in the description, and you guys can check it out. And I learned a lot that these guys are growing like potatoes and tomatoes and stuff. Not tomatoes, I guess, but uh, not potatoes, but definitely tomatoes on that thing. God, I'm doing such a shit job of this. Fuck it. Yeah. So that building in front of us looks very pretty, and we're gonna get there. But I'll continue to talk. God, I'd forgotten how pretty Singapore is. This is so beautiful. Right. So the first objective is to learn more about myself, to learn more concepts, to hone my skills better. Uh, the writing thing was something that I tried for the first time, and I really enjoyed it. I wish someone was watching. I wish we could make it a collaborative process at some point. Probably get some friends on this channel and we write together. Probably if this channel grows to a point where I could meet other writers who could also write, and we could all probably come up with a short story together, or probably we come up with a short film together. That kind of a thing. And that's a utopia that I dream of. But as of now, it's very simple. I want to get better at the craft that I'm doing. Business as usual, this tagline says. Very interesting. Business as usual. That is such a pretty building, isn't it? It looks so Chinese. I wonder what it is. Shall we go out of street view for a minute quickly to see what this building is? Is that it? Is this what we're looking at? Wow, it's deceptively gray from the outside, whereas it is fairly crimson when you see it from the bottoms up. Cool. Okay, that was nice. Let's go down. Oh no, 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 no. I do not want to be on photo view. I want to be on street view. Sorry, pal. Down here. Thank ya. Where is this? Where we were? This is confusing the fuck out of me. I do not want to be here. Why am I on Photosphere? What's happening? Okay, I think we're very far away from where we were, but we'll make do with this. Yeah, let's. I think we're on India Street because I can see a temple here. Little India. Yeah, pretty Koval. Koval is, I think, temple in Tamil. Pretty little Koval in Singapore, and all these nice uh, traditional Chinese buildings that remind you of an era gone past. And I love these windows here. Right. So the first reason why I'm going to do YouTube is for learning and learning by any means necessary, whatever it may take. And the next reason to be doing or doing YouTube, Smith Street, guys. I lived very close to this place somewhere when I was. I'll tell you. I'll tell you as we walk. I'll tell you. This is a food street. It's just for food. It's so pretty, isn't it? Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. And it's got fuck tons of places that serve meat. So it had nothing in offer for me except for the occasional bubble tea or something like that. But I think I stayed on the other side of Smith Street. Uh, I don't know how to get there. If we can get there, I'll show it to you while I continue to tell you about this YouTube channel, Jazz, that I'm endlessly talking about. I've also been to this temple. I just realized this Buddhist temple here, but I've seen it from the other side. So, dude, he's got a Banksy tattoo. That's a Banksy tattoo. That is so fucking cool. Okay, I'm okay. This trip was really worth it. I'm gonna make a little memory out of this now. Travel moments, new feature. What? Wait, what the fuck just happened? Okay. Mid Street, Chinatown, Singapore. Let's go there. Quick. We should probably read this. You should probably read this because I'm so full of shit. I don't give you guys any information. So, Smith Street is a small street running through the heart of Chinatown district in Singapore, the only road in the area to be named after a European. It commemorates the hugely popular Sir Cecil Clementi Smith, then governor of the Strait Settlements and the High Commissioner in 1887 to 1893, who was a Chinese scholar and responsible for most of the work to combat the problems of secret societies. That is very interesting. Secret societies has been largely eradicated as a security issue in the state. However, many smaller groups remain today attempting to mimic societies of the past. Membership of these societies is largely adolescent. Trust kids to do shit like this in 2020 with their iPad. Despite fading from contemporary Singapore society, these secret societies hold great relevance to Singapore's modern history. The founding of the city-state in 1819 saw the arrival of thousands of Chinese, thereby transplanting to Singapore's social systems already present in China itself. Although the secret societies were commonly associated with violence, extortion, and vice, they also played a part in building a social fabric for early Chinese migrants in Singapore. Yes, there are so many Chinese migrants outside of the Buddha Tooth Relic building that we just saw in 3D, and they're all playing mahjong. Is that how you say it? I think it's mahjong. Yeah, they're all playing mahjong, and those homies got no chill. They just played day and night. And the average age of every Chinese person who's playing mahjong outside that temple is 200. They're all old. They're like so old. Like you do this and They're that old. They were given leeway to control the Chinese populace due to the hands-off policy adopted by the British colonials who hoped to create stability. Fucking British. ओके कूल चलो वापस चलते हैं गूगल अर्थ पे ले जाओ भाई स्मिथ स्ट्रीट आई वांट द बैंक सी टैटू गाय अदरवाइज गूगल यू एंड आई हैव हैड इट I think we saw the Mariamman temple and then we went down somewhere here. So I am guessing we have to come somewhere here. Swoop down. Please don't give me photo view. Give me street view. Thank you. Thank you. Bless you. So we saw this temple. We walked a little ahead. And this is Smith Street on our right. Yup, Smith Street. Only street based on British dude, by the way, guys. Look, you can't blame me now. You can't say I'm not giving you trivia about random Singapore streets that you thought these videos were all about, but turns out it's supposed to be my Randi Rona about myself. But what are you gonna do? That's like Tooth Relic Temple आपके सामने आगे जाओगे तो रैंडम कूलिंग ग्लासेस मिलेंगे आपको नेक्स्ट फ्रेम dudes and dude with Banksy tattoo who I want to catalog. Oh shit, I'm so sorry Google. This is the button I was supposed to press. Dude with Banksy tattoo. Great. Now it's going to do this shitty thing that will make me hate it all over. God, I hate Google, but I love it. Such an abusive relationship. Cool. Why did you have to do this? I was so happy in Street View. Take me back there. Bakwas. Thank you. Appreciate it. Cool. Too happy to get such a tourist. Look at him. He's just like, where are we going? Smith Street किधर है? यहाँ पे तो सिर्फ सिंगापुरियन नाम है. अरे गूगल का. Sorry, I think I'm trying to be funny. I don't want to be funny. I mean, it's such a futile attempt. When I'm trying to be funny, it's so bad and cringy. तो मुझे नहीं बनना है funny. Walk. So we are in Sago Street in Singapore, guys. You guys want to check out what sort of shops we have? Lots of them must be like little trinkets and amulets and touristy crap that you know people like me did not buy and buy any of this area. I'm proud. So I think I was living in one of these really tiny matchbox like places in Singapore. See, I told you, right? A lot of these tea places. See, there's Enjoy Tea over here. But ये शायद bubble tea नहीं है, वो मतलब आपका infusion वाला tea होगा. I was living next to, I think, a Michelin star restaurant, and I was really kind of like disconcerted by how many people were outside of it all the time. God, what a moment. He loves it. He's so happy looking at this little Google car thing. I wish we could see a reflection because I think it's a man with a harness walking around because there's no space for a vehicle in the street because it's so narrow. शायद वही होगा. तो this building, ये जो बिल्डिंग आप देख रहे हैं इसके ऑपोजिट था मेरा घर. I think this was it. It was one of these buildings. We're getting very close because it's right next to that Michelin star restaurant, Jazz. So यही कही है. Because what used to happen was I used to be in the building and I used to I think see people eat stuff from the first floor. So somewhere here people used to eat and I used to see from my window. So there's a good chance that one of these buildings was where I stayed in Singapore. We will find out soonly. This is it. This was the building I was living in, the Royal Chinatown Hotel, and this was one of my rooms was this. One of these windows was my room. I don't know which one now, but it opened straight to people eating here. and I could literally see everything on everybody's plate. This is like a food court up here, so you can see favorite delicious. See, I'm not lying. Sorry, I've been to so few places abroad that I'm very proud of the places I've been to. Anyway, so yeah, people used to eat here, and I used to watch them eat, and I used to just cringe most of the time, and like my gag reflex used to act up because God, I most of the time can't stand meat. I don't know why that is. I'll also show you the Michelin star so you guys believe me. But actually, I mean, there's no way of making you believe me. Actually, I could have just done this whole thing before the video, and now I could be pretending that I went to Singapore. Wait, yeah. So, oh, I stayed on Smith Street. So this is the food court place, and that this right here was my hotel thing, and this is where the Michelin star thing was, but for some reason I can't go there on maps. So tragedies continue to plague my life. We can just walk to Smith Street and you guys can see what's up in Smith Street instead and make your peace with it. Okay, moving on. Wow, I love the vibe of this place. The road just transforms itself into a nice little outdoorsy restaurant, and there's so much shade thanks to this thing. So sensible. Thanks to this thing, people are just hanging out, ignoring their partners, looking at their phone, just like how normal people are supposed to be. Inconspicuous camera is lying here, in all likelihood not recording anything. These two ladies have no idea that a random man with a harness is going to walk past them, and they're going to realize that he's going to walk past them. I guess. Let's see if they realize. Yay, they did realize. So did this man. But the two white ladies realized it. They don't care. These two don't care. They're just very busy with their food. See, I told you you can see the meat on their plate. You can see everything. I think we're gonna get to the other end of Smith Street, and we should more or less wrap up because this has gone on for a while. I'll just say the last thing about this YouTube thing that I'm on about since the last 5,000 minutes. I really want to practice consistency. I really want to keep putting out videos, multiple videos on a weekly basis, irrespective of what kind of response I get, because I think the journey is the destination. So I just want to harness my ability to keep putting out stuff and put it out. If whatever you know positive slash negative responses I get from people is an added bonus. It's the cherry on top, but it's not the reason I'm doing this. I'm doing this to see if I can hold a habit for such a beautiful accident. Singapore Association of Writers is on the street where I used to stay in Singapore for a week. Singapore Poet Society, something Cheng Poet Society, I guess. This is a moment worthy moment. Something about this video is making me very very happy. Uh, the happy accident with the Banksy tattoo, the fact that you know I retraced to where I used to be here and blah blah blah. I don't know. Something about this video is giving me all the good vibes. मजा आ रहा है. I wrote for 3 minutes, so this is going so well. I don't want to stop, but I think I should because I'm overstaying my welcome with this stream. But family KTV karaoke. Wait, let me just see if we can find the reflection of this man, and then we'll be off. If we can see his reflection, we're done for the day here. यहाँ पे मिल जाना चाहिए. Oh, यार, King Pillar. Cool. That's the end of this video. We're gonna sign off as you guys get to see El Mariachi in front of you. Thank you so much. Oh, by the way, random plug. You guys need to check out this Cyanide and Happiness sketch on YouTube called El Reverso. It's a work of art. Great. Thank you so much for watching this stream for myself, और कोई नहीं देखता, and I'm gonna stop the stream now.